When speaking of evolution, it's often said it's survival of the fittest. I don't believe that that's exactly true. I believe that a more accurate statement would be that I believe that the key to survival and the ability to flourish is the province of the most adaptable. With that preface in mind, I want to talk about congregational evolution for a few minutes today. Here's the reality of UUA membership. In 2014, there was 1,050 UU congregations, with an adult membership of about 208,000. 10 years later, post-COVID, the number of congregations had slipped to 1,000, and adult membership had fallen by 21% to only 153,000 members. UUSMC's membership decline is generally consistent with the broader averages, but with a new vibrant minister in place, challenging us to be our better selves, there's no reason that we can't reverse that trend and start to grow again. The UUA situation is consistent with many of the other mainline denominations, the only difference being that they began with much larger numbers. In a world racked by an epidemic of loneliness, disconnection, and disillusionment, one would think that people would be seeking in a refuge like UUSMC, much like Rob. Those are people within walking distance of our door who need what we offer. Those are the seekers who are just as we were when we first sought refuge and community here at Mill Creek, who need us. To help meet that need in a world, we have an obligation to make ourselves more visible and accessible to the community. Back when I was in the box business, I'd regularly remind my folks that we're looking for people, looking for us. And given our mission to be a home for the Spirit for all who come with an open heart, and to grow our membership to create a healthy, vibrant congregation, that's also true for us. The need to increase visibility has been recognized by the UUA congregations of the Delmarva Peninsula, as is evidenced in their recent request for a Chalice Later grant. Quoting from the pre-application document, the congregations seek to undertake a collaborative initiative to research effective contemporary marketing practices, including advertising, digital outreach, and social media, and to apply those practices to increase visibility and engagement with individuals and families seeking a liberal religious community, end quote. So you ask, where are you going with this offer? It's been said, in order to be loved, it helps to make oneself lovable. The corollary to that is, in order to be found, it helps to be findable. And yes, we could have some robust Chalice Circle discussions on both of those concepts, but that's a story for another day. A few weeks ago, I proposed to the board that we make a congregational name change to the Unitarian Universalist Church at Mill Creek. Yup, that's what I said. The Unitarian Universalist Church at Mill Creek. I provided a document outlining the reasons why that change makes sense. Too many pages. While the UU taboo word church conjures up visceral reactions in some members, it was considered to be an intriguing idea that they believed would warrant consideration by the congregation at large, and that's why I'm here today. Under the leadership of Reverend Christie, we have embarked on an effort to be a radically welcoming congregation that offers, and that effort offers a broad array of benefits. But of course, you have to get somebody to the door in order to be able to welcome them. So the core question underlying this name change idea is, how do people who don't yet know us find us? Today, there are scores of people who sense there's something missing in their lives. Those are people who are searching online at 2 a.m. in search of hope, searching in hopes that a new faith-based home for them is out there. Those are oftentimes people who are spiritually curious, values-driven, or religiously wounded, who need to find a like-minded, supportive community to make their lives whole and holy. Those folks don't search for society or congregation or fellowship. They search for church. They search for things like inclusive church near me, liberal church, progressive church, social justice mindful church, environmentally conscious church, church that welcomes LGBTQ plus people. For those folks, if the word church isn't part of our public-facing identity, we are functionally invisible to those seekers, and we lose our chance to tell our story. While you might think that invisibility is simply a matter of not attracting members, that's not the whole story. The truth is that invisibility robs us spiritually, for without robust congregational engagement, the fabric of the tapestry of our lives and the life of this congregation can become threadbare and tattered. Weaving new lives into the congregation will result in a more vibrant community tapestry, one filled with possibility and hope. The proposal is all about being discoverable by those who need us and our need to be renewed by their presence. For many in today's world, especially the younger generation, the word church no longer means you must believe this or else. It means a place where people gather for meaning, values, and belonging. A place that shows up for its community. A place that wrestles honestly with life's hardest questions. That surely does sound a lot like us. To be clear, this is a doing business only name change proposal. For all legal and financial reasons, we would still be UUSMC. I'd be quick to remind you that our church members often refer to UUSMC Church in our daily conversations. How many times have you said or heard someone say, "Are you going to be at church on Sunday?" So the word church isn't unfamiliar to us. So here's the proposal that I offer, that we form a broad representative study group to explore this possibility, to listen deeply, to gather congregational input, and to return to us with wisdom that would allow for a mindful vote on a possible name change at the annual meeting in June. No assumptions, no predetermined outcome, just discernment rooted in the love for this congregation and hope for the future. Because the risk isn't that we might change a word. The real risk is that we might not be found by those who need us and what we offer. The real risk is that the surrounding community remains largely oblivious to who we are and what we stand for. The real risk is that the strength of our humanity and our faith, grounded in principles, is hidden from a world that seems to be going crazy and is out of control. A world filled with people who are in desperate need of the core tenets of our faith, who need our help to anchor and stabilize their lives. I believe that we are up to the challenge of being adaptable and making a leap of faith into the future. Blessings to all. Thanks for your forbearance and attention. With that, I'll open the floor to questions and comments. Please use the handheld mic so that everyone, including those online, can hear.